Hello everyone and welcome to today's PhotoBiz Live. So we're going to be focused on the topic of Ask Me Anything About Client Galleries. So the previous week we talked about setting up your website for holiday mini sessions. This will kind of be the follow-up of once the galleries are, the photos are shot, what it looks like when you have a photo gallery put together. So we're going to be focusing on that, how you can create that today throughout the PhotoBiz platform. So going to give people some time before we get started. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments section. We'll take a look at it as we go. We're doing a simultaneous stream on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you prefer to watch it there, you can watch it there live as well. So give some people some time and we'll get started momentarily. Again, if you have any questions or comments that you would like to ask about the client gallery, or maybe something from the previous week about mini sessions, please let us know in the comment section before we get started. And we'll get started in about 1 minute. So we'll kind of focus on a lot of topics like that today, especially when it comes to selling online. That is our main goal. So how can we keep this going? Well, one thing we're going to look at is also stuff that we've been working on. So if you check out our blog.photobiz.com, you can always see our upcoming events. You can see right here stuff that we've have going on for the previous month. So topics that have been focused on are obviously SEO related, and we have some new features such as our PhotoBiz AI system. So if you ever need assistance in building your website, that's going to be your new co-partner in writing. So always ask the assistant, hey, I'm looking to do this, create a prompt for it. It'll generate content based on that generated prompt. So it's very fast, very easy to use, and it's built right on into the PhotoBiz platform, the first of any photography system. So very excited about showcasing that. You also have some new features such as animations, which we'll probably show off a little bit today in general, but you have block level animations such as movements of images and also for buttons as well. They really highlight the website, make it really pop and fresh and very modern. So check out those features. Those are some things that have been coming out. If you miss what's new, click on the What's New tab, and you can always watch our recent topics here. You can see what we've had. Again, PhotoBiz AI is that new one, and animations as well. So you can always check out those features. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's jump over to our website builder. All right, so we got that going. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section. I'll take a look at it as we go. All right. Okay, so in the website builder, once you get in it, you'll be able to then navigate to, let's see what we've been working on. We've worked on the website. We worked on the mini session pages the previous week. So let's see what we built. You can see we have here our booking pages. This was much more of a temporary solution for regular galleries, but if we're doing something for holidays, we were creating something that was a little bit more exciting on that side. Now some of that stuff might be for the previous month, but we have this one here that we could see that we were building. We were doing for Halloweens and stuff like that. Now, if you want to be able to have this promotion going for Christmas and stuff, we were building that on a different builder, but it was really nice to be able to see the different options that are available. But once you've already got the photo shoot done, we need to be able to sell those images, right? So that's what our main focus is going to be on today. So let's go ahead, get that set up, and we can take a look at it. while I go in the back and get that set up, we'll see what we can create. All right, so here's our holiday page that we've been creating. We built it on our Growth Hub, but we eliminated the top part so you won't really see it. We wanted to make it a dedicated landing page. So let's take a look at it. You can see here that it's got a rotating banner here at the top. It's got some nice little new features such as our new dividers, just to add a little flair to the page, utilizing the FAQ cards as like card systems for details for the session, how long it would be, and we have this beautiful, gorgeous section here that kind of shows off some of the new layouts, such as this pinstripe that you can add to this type of block. It just adds a little nice bit of touch of design and flair to it. And then we have our actual session event. So when people want to book, you give them the option of yes or no if you want Santa included, and then they would be able to book their time. So that's what we set up. So after the event is done, they've filled it out, they've booked your time for $250. They'll select it. You'll have the event, which is described here. You book the session, and then the client event. So you need to create either a digital event that you can utilize by sending it directly to them to be able to review and then pick their own items to purchase, or you'll be able to do it on in-person sales. You can still create a client gallery that they can then look over with you as you build their package for them. It's a different buying system at the end of the day, so a lot of people might not be familiar with it. It's not like going to Amazon and just adding things to the cart. It's a little bit more, different, where it's more visual, where they get to choose options and stuff like that, that piece together a package. So we're going to set up packages today. We're going to set that up. We're going to be able to create those packages out of that, and then we'll have a gallery that will be able to utilize that price list based on that package that we created. And then they'll be able to go through that gallery and choose which type of packages and prints and things like that that they want to purchase on behalf of this. So we're going to go work on that now. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to add a couple of these images. I believe we have them already on a clipboard, but let's just make sure. We'll click on our holiday build, and you'll see we have some images. So these are the images that we're going to populate in our client gallery at the end of the day. But we need to make sure that our client gallery is set up for selling. So we're going to click on client gallery. I'm going to click on new event. We're going to actually new category first. Let's go ahead and call this one holiday. So holidays are created. We're going to create a new event inside of it, and we're just going to call it Jane Doe session. Now from here you can have an expiration date. You can select a price list, a password if you want to password protect it. If you want to get email before they log in to the session, you can have that option turned on or not. And you can also set up email automations based on, is it a proofing event series, proofing event with cart reminders, a custom series that you've created, and a custom option with more cart reminders. So you can customize a complete email automated series from here as well. You also have the option to enable free downloads or download with a code, and then you can choose which resolution they are able to download those images at. You can also modify allowing favorites, displaying the magnifier, and also allowing sharing, watermarks, comments, displaying the file name. So all that can be all set here to trigger on or off depending on what your desired need is. So for this, we're just going to kind of keep it basic. We're just going to keep, we want to cover page collection. We'll set our price list up first, but we'll come back to that. Email automation, we'll probably have one for our cart reminders, just because we want people to know if they've abandoned a series, they'll be able to come back to it. And then you'll be able to allow downloads. Do I want them to have downloads? Well, maybe, but we'll just do it for this case anyway. And we're going to set it to our original file size resolution. The reason why we do that is any file that you upload that's 50 megabytes will be stored here at its max desire. And now if you upload it and you do not have this option uploaded, or enabled, you will get this standard of 72 DPI, where this could be the original file in its highest quality. So it could be a 300 DPI image up to 50 megabytes or higher, depending up to you, but it has to hit that qualification of 50 megabytes. If it goes over that, you're gonna have to size it down just a little bit to fit those regulations. But the actual width and length does not matter. DPI does not matter as long as it is in this parameter of 50 megabytes. So you can give them the best images possible, and they can do their own printing with that size. So I kind of be like web, Instagram worthy, print up to 8x10 worthy, and then let them do whatever they want, or you do the printing level. So we're just going to keep it on yes for free downloads, and that way you can see that option, and we'll keep everything else pretty basic. So Jane Doe session, and we'll come back to our price list in a moment. Yes, activate those emails. They're done. So we've activated those types of emails in that series. So right here, we have everything that we need to create this gallery. So if you've made those photos, you can upload them directly here. I'm just going to select the ones from our clipboard. I'm going to add them directly into the system. And there they are. You can see they are an original file size. So there they are with the OR icon. So they'll be able to download that. You can also do some other things. So if you had an order of the photos that you shot and you wanted to come in, and when you upload it, it didn't come in that way, you can click the resort images option, and yes, resort them, and it'll resort them by, alphanumeric level. So, first to last, A to Z is how it's going to do it. You also have other options here. If you need to upload anything from a stock library or keep uploading, you can do that from here as well. You have an option to download the images directly from here and sending it to them directly here as well, based on which gallery. And then you have audio options if you want to have music autoplay or anything like that. This is great for in-person sales and stuff like that, but you can create, your own Spotify list at that point as well too. So with this icon here, you'll be able to see all the information that we were doing when we were setting up the event, and you have the ability to share the event itself. Now, what's really cool is you can do an email invite directly from here, directly to that customer, so they can go directly to them. So if they're inside here, you'll see that they'll start to auto-populate. We're just going to add me for now, and what it would do, and then it would send that to them. So you have that option. You can share it directly on Facebook or Twitter or something of that nature on social media. You can just copy it here and then paste it. And what's really cool is, and we'll come back to this one after the event is done, but you can create an actual blog post based on this criteria, and then you can go ahead and put it in there. You can tell it to create an auto collage based on which gallery events, and then publish it or create a draft. We'll probably create a draft just to see what it does. Okay, so we'll come back to that. But before we get there, you'll see other settings such as design. If you want the layout, you can see we have this private gallery one. That's our logo, the name of the company. All these things can be modified here. You can customize the branding. You can customize how it looks. I love vertical split. So when it opens up, it's going to have the image on the left and then the logo and branding on the right. But you can see there's tons of different options. And then we have gallery layouts. So you can choose between square, pinboard, which holds onto the image if it's horizontal or vertical. It won't make a shape for it. And then you have a rectangular shape, and you have a portrait style. Then you also have themes. You can select the theme here. I'm going to choose one a little bit more classic, a little bit more monotone. Let's see. I love this brand new one right here. So I'm going to select classic. And then it'll be here. You'll see it. And we're just going to save that. That's going to be our new design that we're going to be working with. And you can also upload custom CSS if you need to directly here as well. Setting options, you'll also be able to add additional menu items here. So if you're doing anything with client galleries, maybe you want to be able to link back directly to the event itself, or back to your website, you can add stuff directly here. Maybe you created a video and you have a video link that they can watch out like on YouTube or Vimeo. You can add that as an option on these levels as well. That way they're able to get to these sections. So if you have like a whole video gallery and you want to be able to send it to them, you can do it that way as well. And watermark visibility, you can choose between 0 and 100 of how visible is your watermark. I'm just going to set it at 50 for now, so we can see what that looks like once it's uploaded, and our watermark that we've uploaded is directly here. I'm going to hit Save Changes. There we go. And then you have activity of how people have participated inside the galleries itself. So you see how people have been either liking or downloading stuff within here. So all that is set here. And then, of course, View Website takes you back to the website. So our event is created. Now let's go check out our e-commerce section. The reason why we go to our e-commerce section next, well, we got to set up these items for sale if we're going to do any selling directly through a gallery. So we're going to go here, going to click on it, going to click on prints, and you'll see we already have some presets made. You can go through here and create another one. I'll just make another one real quick. We'll just make it 20 by 20. You could then charge tax, additional shipping, price, you name it. I'm just going to make it $30 for a 20 by 20. And you can set it to active. Now it will be part of that list of options that we have here. And I'll just bring it up to, put it in order of largest to smallest. You also see other options. If you need to create custom print options, you can do that here as well. You can set that all up here. So we have this very well. Then we have digital images. Ones that we have already, we have web resolution, high resolution. Let's go ahead and put in our original size resolution. So you can see how much was today's 510. So guess what? We'll make the original $20. That way, if somebody wants that file, they can download it themselves for their own personal printing. How about that? Create something like that for them. That way they know they can print on their own this file type. So we have that. There you go. Now we have that in there. It's $20. And then we have our packages. Now packages are very robust. You can create multiple different types of packages. You'll see there's different types. So let's click on new package and let's kind of explain what these are. So a fixed package is what I would call more of a traditional package. So a traditional package is kind of what you've always seen when you had your photo shot at Sears, or if you have to get photos from your kids for school. This is what you usually get, right? You get the collective of, I want like one headshot, one 8x10 that comes with like 3 5x7s and two 4x6s, and then 12 wallets. That's what I would call a fixed package because it is rigid in how many things that you get, and that's how that is quantified. Like you can only get X amount of thing based on that package type. And sometimes they give you how many poses that you can choose between. And for most times for schools, you only get one pose, right? So it's just that duplicated 100 times. But maybe you get multiple photos within a single fixed package. You can create something like that. So maybe you give them up to 2 options or 3 options with that set allotted amount of photos. A flexible package, on the other hand, is where it is a fixed item, but how many they can get in that package can vary. So it's a fixed price, but flexible on what they can choose. So if the price is $250, you're giving them the option to print whatever they want under that umbrella for $250 based on what prints you have available to choose from. So if you give them, 20 by 20, 11 by 16, 8 by 10, 5 by 7, etc., they could choose that. They could choose one of each. They could choose one of just one size the entire time based on how many images you're allowing them to do in that package. And the price is fixed at like $200. So if they want nothing but 20 by 20s, 10 of them, you're allowing them to do that. Or they can do 5 of those and then 5 8 by 10s, etc., till they meet the criteria of how many poses that you're allowing for that, how many pictures they can select in that package. So that's what a flexible can do. So it's very good for people who do commercial work and stuff like that. Like, hey, this guy just wants a ton of prints of this one thing. Digital fixed is where the quantity of the package allows the client to purchase a fixed number of digital versions of the images in which they can download after the payment is received. So it's very simple, straightforward. If you're allowing for like 3 digital images, you can set it up and then they can select their 3. And then the last one here is digital full event. And with that, it's allowing them to buy the entire event outright at whatever resolution size that you're allowing them, and then them being able to download that event at whatever cost. So if you're allowing them to download 1,000 images or whatever, it's $1 an image, $1,000, right? There you go, at web resolution or whatever said resolution that you want. So if you're doing it for original size, maybe you're selling a whole package of like 1,000 images for $5,000. You could do something of that nature if that's what you're wanting to do. Okay, so that's set. Now, let's just go ahead and pick one so we can see what it's like. I'm going to go ahead and set up a digital full because I've never done that on this gallery. So we're just going to say full event download. Then you can have words here that describes that event. And we're just going to set it up for $5,000. We're going to choose original, and you can charge that whatever you want for that. So we're going to have that, boom. Then you can have an image that represents that type of package. You can go through here. Maybe we'll just do the one of Santa. There we go. And then tags that represent it. I would just say full digital. So what's nice about tags are if someone buys a full digital package, that will be registered to them in the CRM. So just food for thought for that. So there we go. We got a full event download set up over here. You can see some other packages that we have. So when we're looking at a fixed, again, let's look at this small package. It has an 8x10 and 5x7 quantity. You can see other things of 2 poses available, 45 bucks, etc. So we have that available. A larger package of a fixed one. This one's set up for 5 poses. How many prints available? 11x16, 8x10, 5x7, and 4x6. So they could choose between those options, and you can see the quantity amount of those in that package. Then we can go look at a flexible package. Let's see what that looks like. So here we have our flexible package, 2 poses available, 10 images, up to 10 images at $200, and these are the sizes available. So they can get as many quantity as they want at whatever size till they hit the criteria of how many poses and how many images for that cost. You also have digital image web resolution available. You can see it's a quantity of 5 images in this package for 50 bucks and set to that resolution. You can also see the same thing for the high resolution version of this, 5 for 100 at that high res size. And then we have our digital packages down here. You can see full set of packaged images, 30 images at web size for 125, and then our full events. You can see the one that we created here, $5,000 at original size. So it's set and ready to go. Now that we have that set, you can also look at packages. Now, packages that you have available, you can see here, you can create different ones. We have small albums, what that cost is, if you have an image that represents it, so forth. All that would go here. So if you have that, you can also choose creating sessions and things like that. So really up to you what you want to do here. Archival, if you want people to be able to save your images for long term after the event, maybe you give them the option of like, well, hey, I'm gonna have to delete this for storage after X amount of days, after a month or two. Would you like me to archive this stuff? And that way I always have it just in case something bad happens. Think about ways that you can save, earn money for yourself, but also save them peace of mind. Because I've had some photos I wish I could find, but the photographer is no longer around. So canvases, you can see canvas prints available as well. So you can create entire albums, you name it, directly here. We're just going to keep it with the small albums today, but if you wanted to add like a canvas, you could totally do that too. We're just going to create a quick one. Canvas print is at $0. You can see there's a canvas here. Let's set it up for different costs. We're going to make it 25. We're going to make it $100, just flat, 100 flat. You can also create add-ons directly here, and these add-ons could be additional photos or anything like that. You can also have options. Now, what are options? This is where you give them the choice of selecting the sizes that they want in here. So you could have it where it's all preset, or there's a set price. We are doing the sub option of pricing, and we have it built on sizes. So right here in our canvas print, we can set this back to 0 because we're using the sub options. We're going to create another sub option. We're going to create a new option first. We're going to call it frames. And we're going to give them 2 choices of frames. We're going to have a sub option of none, and it's not required, etc., etc. There we go. Then we're going to go back over here. We're going to create another sub option, and we're going to call it black. We'll make it $50. There we go. And then we'll go back to frame again, and we'll make one that's gold. We'll make that one 75. Easy enough. and then just kind of check, make sure everything hits that you need to. So it's all here. So our canvas is set up. Our system is set up. We have our tags if we want to. We can go ahead and create that. We'll call it canvas because these guys are going to buy canvas. If you need to add any stock details, anything like that can be added directly here as well. So we have it set up. We have our canvas ready to go, and then we are ready to sell. But before we get there, we need to check our price list. So when it comes to your price list, you can have this set up as the global one. Let's click in here and see what we have. We have our global set price. We're going to call this one holidays because this is going to be our holiday price list. So prices can change. You know, items available can change. So we're going to give them an album. Yeah. We don't need this one. We don't need session types. We don't need this test one. But we're going to keep that canvas one. Packages available. Let's see what packages we got. We're going to leave all the packages that are available. You can do that, or you can customize it. When you go through here, you can see all the ones that you have available. So for this, I'm going to give them the option of the digital packages. You know, we're going to do a single image or 5 images for $50. Large package, that's fine. All images, we'll remove that one, and then we'll do I think this is pretty good. So we're going to give them that set fixed options here. And then we'll be able to take a look at that afterwards. Services available, we don't need that for this, so none. And prints available, if they want to buy individual prints, that's available. And if they want to buy individual digital files, we'll make that available as well. So that's there. Print options, there are no print options available. And then event renewal, we do not need it for this type. So we're going to go ahead and create this price list. So now that'll be part of that gallery that we've created. So let's jump back over to Client Galleries. In the left side menu, click on Client Galleries. Let's go to our holiday and let's go to this event. We're going to click on it. We're going to click on the gear. We're going to choose our holiday price list. It's right here, and you can always jump to create one or edit one directly here as well. But this is what we want. So we're going to save it. We're going to go back to our event, see what's going on. It has this awesome photo. And of course, we'll have it where they have to go in. We're going to copy this. I'm going to go right here. I'm just going to paste it in. And I'm going to remove this BEC. This is how I can see stuff on the back end. Whoop. Helps if I hit the right button. Helps if I type the right thing. There we go. There we go. So you can see now we're at this event. You've sent this to the customer and the customer has it. Now they're able to see, you know, by going here, they're going to put in their info. They're going to click open, and now they're in that event. And what you've done is that email captured on the back, on the front side. Now you have that email captured. You're able to then take that information and have it stored in your CRM. So anyone that clicks on this, even their friends of a friends, grandmas, you name it, you have that for later marketing purposes. But it also tracks everything that happens within this as that customer's email. So if they come in as a different email next time, it'll be starting from scratch. So they'll know like, oh, I used a different email, you know. So we have this available. You can scroll through, look at your images just by tapping left or right. You can just go back and forth. You can see we have this watermark enabled, just a simple copyright logo on top. So we have that. So there we go. And 1 second. There we go. My mouse was dying. So now that's fixed. Okay. So you can toggle between back and forth, which one that you like. You can look at it from the pinboard view here as well. And you'll see there's a heart that you can enable. You can just click on that. When you click on that, it creates a sub menu of favorites. So just be aware of that. This is really awesome that way. and I'm gonna select that, and there we go. So now we have our favorites that we like. Now I want to add those to the cart. You'll see there is a cart system. Click on the package and you'll see what's available: prints, digital images, packages, and products. So I was going to create this and click here and get just a simple print individually of this at any sizes, and I want to keep adding more sizes of that. You could, it's really up to you based on that. So this one's done. Perfect. And of course then I could go to the next one. If I wanted to add that, I could do the same thing here. Maybe I just want 120 by 20 or something of that nature. You can keep modifying it till you get the look that you desire or how many you like. There we go. And then we have other options. So we're looking at options such as here. So let's go and add this to our package. Here they can add digital images. Maybe I want a original size of that one because I want to do my own printing. Maybe I'm going to do something cool with it later. And then packages. So within the packages you can see available here, they have the option for small packages with 2 poses and 2 prints. So I'm just going to select this one, and you can see, boom, that one's done. And that one's done. Now they have that completed. Now this allows for 2 poses. So if I wanted to, I could add this one here as well, and that would be part of that. And that's how you complete this package. You see, you'll see the icon go from incomplete to complete once it's hit those parameters for said type. And it'll also show here that it's completed. If they wanted to do a different one, they could totally do that as well. Maybe they want to do a 5 pose or 2 pose flexible. Again, when I was talking about this earlier, you get up to 2 poses, but they can get as many sizes as they want of an image, as long as they hit the allotted amount of available prints based under this requirements. So see, they selected 4 of those underneath that, and they have 1 pose still available. So if they wanted a different pose, they could select this one. Maybe they want a couple of these, this size too, but maybe they're going to change it up. Once they hit the parameters and hit complete, then this package here is done. So we have 2 complete packages finalized here. If they want to do something else in this nature, they could select the full event download. If they have thousands of images here, you could do something like that. Or if you're just going to allow them to do individual ones as well. So it's really up to you on how you set up the packages and premiums available for that. So we have this. It's all set up. We're going to come here. You can see the favorites. Other things that you can do within a gallery that your customers can do. They can also select an image. They can compare it, see what it looks like against another image. Maybe if you have multiples or very similar images, they can compare which one they like, and then they can click on that one. They also have, we've enabled the magnifying glass, so you'll be able to zoom in and kind of examine the image as you like, just to see what's going on, if there's anything you would want to change or not. And that really is helpful when it comes to like, oh, I see something, like, let's zoom in on this one. Maybe you come up here and you don't like, there's like a little speck right here, and it looks more like a mole versus a piece of tinsel. What you could do is your customer could then comment to you saying, hey, this is Jeremy. I'd like to change something about this photo. And then you'll get that, and you'll be able to reply to them based on that as well. They'll go directly to them, and then they'll be able to, it goes directly to you, then you'll be able to have a conversation with that customer. Conversations on that side we'll take a look at in a second, but what it looks like to them is you'll see the activity within here, what's been going on in this session. If there's been any comments, you'll see the comments right here in the conversations of the CRM. You'll be able to see what that customer's talking about and reply to them. Sure, what would and then you can send that directly to them, and then they'll be able to see the conversation that you've been having with them. So it's really nice and very helpful when it comes to decision making. You will see here as well. So, and you guys can go have a dialogue about those changes, what you'd like done directly from here, instead of having to ping back and forth within emails. So it makes it very easy to learn from. So there we have that. And then when you're ready to check out, you can just go to here, click on the cart. You'll be able to see all the items that you have in a cart. and then you'll be able to check out. And once you have your merchant set up and everything like that, you'll be able to go through their payment system and make those purchases. Once you've made those purchases, if they've bought anything that's digital, they'll have a download link sent to them for that side. But if you have your original, if you have your downloads available for free, you can also just let them do it right here. So maybe they just want these 4 images. They can click here and they can download the entire gallery or favorites. I'm just going to select these 4 favorites and start our download. So you can see it packages up to them, and then it's going to send an email directly to that customer based on their choices that they selected. And I'll open up the email so we can see what that looks like. Give me just a moment. We'll go to our email. There we go. Now we're just waiting for it to finish packaging up. Once it's packaged, they'll get an email with that correspondence, and we'll be able to review what it looks like. So it's very fast, very easy, and we'll come back to this in a moment. So let it do that. Since they're larger files, they're going to be bigger, right? So if they're 50 megabytes a piece, we just download 4, that's 200 megabytes. So let it continue doing its packaging. While that's going on, we can also look at some other things within the client gallery. When we go to an event, said event, and we have all the activity information that we want from this, we can observe that here as well. So when we go to activity, you can click on that person, what they've been looking at. You'll be able to see their favorites directly from back here. You'll also be able to see the comments that were created. If they've made any downloads, any bulk downloads, we're able to see which bulk downloads they have. So if they have any issues, you can send it back to them. And if they have any saved cart data, that is also stored here, and you can see it's tied to that person in their CRM section. So in the contacts, you'll be able to see everything that they want. So this is great for when you need to download or send it to your, who's going to do your fulfillment. You'll be able to do that directly here. Once you have all their images purchased for it and one's picked, you'll be able to also send that information. So you'll be able to see send files to download. You can export. When you click on export, you can then either send it back to Lightroom if you do all your post-production afterwards, or you can call this list and download a CSV file, upload it to your fulfillment, or you can copy the file list directly from here, and you can keep the file extension or remove it. It's up to you. Whatever's easiest, and however you name your files, it'll go directly into that system that way. I'm going to keep it on, and then you can copy this file, and then you'll be able to send it directly to your system, knowing which images your customer picked at what sizes. You'll be able to punch all the information in with the CSV file and stuff. All right, so after the files are downloaded, they'll get a link just like this, right? So let's go in there. Let's check out our email. You'll see they get an email just like this sent to them, and then they'll be able to click here in their email link, and it's that page that we just looked at, and then they'll be able to download those 4 images in bulk zips. So very fast, very simple, and they can do it all themselves, so you don't have to worry about them getting the images to them. Now, if they have any trouble, you can always send it to them directly, but that was pretty fast, I would say. So, all right. Let's jump back over. Now that we have this done, well, we want to do a couple other things. And this is where it's going to become more website and blog focus heavy. So we've already had the event, they've purchased everything, but you still want to promote the event post-event because maybe you want to showcase that with potential customers. So something you can do, again, is click on that holiday. You can see here the session type, and now we're going to share it as a blog post. What we're going to do is, we've already sent their email invite. I'm going to send it to them. Come check this thing out if they haven't yet. I'm going to first do this, send it to them. I'm going to tell them your event is ready. We have some information you can punch in your own here, include instructions on how they can create their own custom gallery. That can be sent directly to them. They'll get that sent to their email. What that looks like for them, I'll show you. Let's get it going. Once it's there, they'll be able to sorry, it's being a little bit slow today. But what will happen next is they'll get that email. They'll then be able to go directly to the gallery that way. So it becomes way more automated and systematic versus you having to type out your own information. Once that's there, we're going to go back to our event. It's sent to them. They'll be able to click on the link and they'll go to that right away. And then here we can also share this as a blog post. We're going to create this as a blog post. We're going to choose which gallery we want. We want to utilize gallery for this one. And we're just going to use the post context here. We'll change it up and I'll show you how to do a quick one of that in the next one. So we're just going to say holiday sessions with Jane. We'll just call it that. We'll tell it to create a draft post. That draft post is created and you can see it pulled those images directly over. I want to make this line up properly, so we're just going to remove one image from it. There we go. That way we have something a little bit more organized this way. And then you can modify its layout if you want to change how it looks. It's picking collage 4 and 5 and stuff like that. So you can modify it here, make sure it does what you want it to. I'll get rid of one more image. There we go. That way it syncs up better. There we go. Wonderful. Then you can add information here. Now, if you're stuck on writing, here's the best part. You can always ask PhotoBiz AI. And what you're going to do is you're going to tell it a prompt like, talk about a wonderful holiday session I had with Jane and her family. Request people to click the button at the end to book a session in the future for other events. So that's what I want. I'm going to tell them, talk about a wonderful holiday session I had with Jane and her family. Request people to click the button at the to then book with you in the future. There we go. Now click generate text, and what it's going to do is it's now going to help write something out for you. There we go. We got something here. Do not need this version of it, so I'm going to remove that. There we go. But I want to keep the context here. So we're going to punch that in. Beautiful. Looks great already. We're going to have our images at the top. If you want to, you can also keep this image here and just have that kind of tucked in between everything. And then we can have at the top an image that represents it. And that image can represent with, hey, this little cute girl. How about we do something like that? There we go. And then we can have our button below, that call to action to drive them where we want them to go. Book now. We're going to send them to, photobiz.com. So then you're ready to hit publish. You can also tag it if you want to as well. What's great about tags is, again, holidays. If someone replies to this, they'll get tagged with that holiday tag. So holiday blog. I'm just going to call it that. Add tag. Done. This event is ready to share. And you can see, like, how fast and easy was that? We already have an article that's written about it, and it's talking about the past holiday season. I had the privilege of capturing beautiful moments with Jane and her lovely family. From the laughter of the children to the warm smiles of the adults, every moment was filled with joy and warmth. We explored festive decorations, indulged in seasonal treats, and created memories that will cherish the years to come. The energy was infectious. It was heartwarming to see how interactive each other was and celebrated the traditions and make new memories. And you can see it's written very well, just based on the prompt that we've given it. Now the prompt, with PhotoBiz AI, it is already built in mind that you are a photographer, so it's kind of got that already built in, knowing how to write for photographers. And then you could also prompt it being like more joyous, something like that if you want to. You could always make those little punch-ups as you go, but it's already written for us and we're ready to publish it. So you would hit publish and then you could share that through your social media channels, however you want to, right? So that's there, done. But how do we get this stuff visible on the front end? Well, if you want to have your holiday sessions visible, you could always make it visible directly on your website. Now we'll just put it here on our page that we've been working on. because maybe this is where we would push everyone like, hey, post event, come here to see your photos. You know, you could have something like that. So we're going to do that. We're just going to add it below in this section here. You know, you could have something like view your gallery. You can modify the size of the text however you want to. There you go. And then over here in the right side menu, you have your blocks. In your blocks, you have Client Gallery. You can just drag it directly in between. You then can choose from categories if you want to. If you have a lot of different session types, they'll all show here. You can show the expiration date if you like as well. You can see, boom, there it is. If we had multiples, they would appear alongside of it. You know, so you could have all your events set up that way. It makes it very, very easy to manage at the end of the day. If you see like that's right then and there. So we have that. You can also choose different layouts if you want to as well. You know, you can use some of these more modern looking ones, or maybe you want something with circles. You could always utilize the ones that we have here, and it just adds a little polish to it. So we got that. Now it's there. Let's go back to the event itself. We're going to hit refresh in this area. There it is. And when they click on it, you can see this expires in a month. We're going to click on it, and and if they're not logged in, it'll have them prompt. And if there's a password protection, it'll prompt it so no one can just go into that event on their own. You can have that event. You know, I'm going to log out real quick so we can show you case what that looks like. We're going to go back to our gallery. And here we're going to click on it. We're going to click on the gear. We're going to make it password protected. We're just going to make the password called hello. There we go. Done. So now, even if, oh, looks like I got a no. Hello 24. How about that? Done. They come back over here, back to the website builder. And then we'll go back over here. We'll hit refresh. We'll click on it. It's protected, as you can see. We'll put in our information. And then if you have to put in the password protection and all that stuff, it'll go in there directly that way. So keeps it from being intervened with. So I really love that we have all this privacy and all this stuff intact, so you don't have to worry about people getting into your images or seeing it that way. So really, really nice. Super simple to use. We set this all up today. So things that we focused on. We built an entire holiday mini session client gallery. We set up our packages, we set up our prints, we set up multiple types of packages and prints available. You can also see there's so many other options available. If they ever wanted to select something like you know, products and canvases or anything like that, you'll be able to select the canvas here. They'd be able to choose the size they want. They'd be able to choose a frame. However you want to, you can have that all available here, and it tallies up the cost based on which size that you picked and other options such as framing and stuff. So you can create super gorgeous pieces of work, making the customer's experience, if you're walking them through it in person or if you send this to them digitally, they'll be able to perform this on their own. Now, if you're worried about that digital component, if they don't understand how to walk through, we've given you some extra leverage with that. So if you go to the email marketing, you'll be able to click on up here where it says pop-up builder. Click on pop-ups, click on new pop-up, and you'll be able to create a full-length walkthrough or how to purchase walkthrough. We're going to select how to purchase. We're going to change it. We would put in your own if you wanted to, but you can use the one that we've created here. It's very smart. It just walks them through the buying process. Then editing, you'll edit your settings. And we only want this to display in a specific client gallery just for holidays. And when do we show it? Right away. So what that's going to do is when we come back to here, if we were to hit like hard refresh or anything like that, pop-up would appear that walks them through this entire thing. So that's what you would want to appear. So if they click on it, it would trigger, and boom, they would be able to watch this event set here, and it walks them through how to utilize it. And it's very, very easy, very simple to use. It's just I'm already logged in, so it's not going to appear right away. Let me close some of these. There we go. But what it does is it just walks them through the entire process of how to utilize the builder. So we have all that set up. We're ready to purchase. They make their purchases. They abandon their carts. They're going to get an email follow-up in the next couple days, depending on their triggers that you set up through the email marketing. You can see those email automations here. So the ones that we set up for client galleries, we selected cart reminders. You can see 3 days after the event, they'll get a message saying, thanks for doing it. 3 weeks before the event, they'll get a reminder to purchase something. 1 day after the cart was saved, they'll get the abandoned cart message and what it looks like. You can modify it if you need to. These are global settings that you can choose. These don't go to just one customer, so don't make it be like, hey, John, or anything like that. Just say, hey, it looks like you've left something in your cart. You need to finalize your purchases. And there you go. Very cool stuff. We've automated it. We've made it easier. We're making this functionality. We want to make sure that you're profitable. So that's pretty much it when it comes to client galleries. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know in the comment section as we create more content for you for our PhotoBiz Lives. We want to make sure that we're creating stuff that is helpful for you at the end of the day. You can always check out our events now on youtube.com/PhotoBiz. You can always hit that and then watch the lives there. And you can also see the past ones on Facebook Live. If you go to Facebook.com/PhotoBiz/live, you'll be able to see all the live events there as well. Let's check out what else we got going on. Again, October, we rounded out the month by having our new PhotoBiz AI released. You saw how helpful it was during our blogging event, and you can see some of the animation features that we have available as well. They're gorgeous. They look amazing. Other things that we have going on. You can see that we're talking about other things such as the user's journey, so it comes down to UX and things like that. These are something that's going to be very valuable in evaluating your website's usability. Is your website up to snuff? Is it helping people buy at the end of the day? And for new users, if you're interested, or maybe you just want to refresh your website, we have some new templates. We have Whitney that's available, very stylish, very beautiful. Let's take a look at it real quick. You can see it's got this real nice polished look to it, very modern looking. You can modify the text, the fonts, you name it, but it's already pretty much done for you. You can see it has some of the animation features directly on the page itself. That's just going to add a little polish to it at the end of the day. And look at these colors. It's just absolutely brilliant, absolutely stunning piece of work done by our artists in-house. And then we also have, here we have Kate. Kate is a little bit for, people who do commercial shoots, much more straight in line using modern fonts, but it's also going to have a touch of flair there with those shapes and new layouts that we have. Those button effects also really push it over the edge, just adding some more modern design dynamics to it. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Then we have Stella, which, hey, if you got newborns or do families or any just, children, this is going to look very clean for them, very modern, very pastel in the color tones, just really rich, nice features, and it just makes you look professional, and that's our main thing. Some of those new layouts that we have, those arches really take it over the top. I love it. I think it looks attractive, and those rollover effects really do add a little something to it. So take a look at this one as well today. And Reese is available. Let's take a look at Reese. You want to see an amazing looking template. Let's take a look at Reese. An absolutely stunning piece. Those overlapping layouts, absolutely gorgeous. Those effects, those pin lines, you name it. All that's on display here. Taking this over the top, it just, and the color is going to hit. Oh, look at that. That orange tone on top of those colors, it just really, really adds some polish to it. So check it out. Those are available today. And if you want to see our future events, go to education.photobiz.com. You'll be able to see if you need any assistance, you want one-on-one help. We have our coaching services, design assistance, one of our most popular services, that and the SEO one. $150 for 1 hour worth of work. We can get a lot done during that time when it comes to focusing to your business. Trust me, I love being able to help people, and our coaches do as well. Upcoming events, you can click on that tab. You can see that here. We are working on Ask Me Anything About Client Galleries today. Next week, we'll be doing website reviews. So if you want your website reviewed, please get in touch with us or join us the day of. First come, first serve, we'll be focusing on that. After that, we'll be also talking about SEO. So if you want to have some time, want to ask our experts about SEO questions, that's what we're going to be focusing on next. And then website reviews, and then we'll be talking more about how you can write with PhotoBiz AI and adding motion to your website towards the latter half of the year as we enter 2025. If you're starting, you also have on-demand videos. We've updated them to make them a lot more easier to read and watch anytime you want. You can just click here, watch a demo right away, and it'll tell you how to perform the actions within the builder itself. Take advantage of that if you're brand new. This is going to help you. And they're all available at education.photobiz.com. And again, you can read more about updated stuff, tips, and such at blog.photobiz.com. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Had a lot of fun talking about the features that are available when it comes to building a client gallery. PhotoBiz gives you pretty much practically every tool you need when it comes to getting it set up and selling online. Thank you again. If you have any questions, please contact our support team. They are here to assist you at all times when we are available. All right.